And the question now becomes with if indeed Devin Haney is being ready for Gervonta Tank Davis. Now that's been the smoke. That's been the whole shebang. One of the biggest names in boxing, Gervonta Tank Davis versus Devin Haney, who we thought they were going to fight at 135. Now, Devin Haney has been said on Twitter, I'm never going back to 135. I'm never going back down. So now, this Devin Haney is here to stay. There's no regression. And most likely, if he's as steadfast as he's talking like he's going to be, he's not looking to fight at a catch weight either. So we're looking at now, it's going to be at 140. If indeed that fight happens, one, will we see it happen? I think yes. Reason why I think we'll see it happen, Gervonta Tank Davis right now, while he's a dominant presence at 135, absolutely. It still has some business to take care of, like fighting against Shakur Stevenson, hopefully. Fighting against Vasily Lomachenko, hopefully. Maybe even trying to go for undisputed at 135, since Devin Haney let go of the belts. With all of that in front of him, it's still everybody that he's looking to fight or wants to fight has either already moved up or is getting ready to move up. Because now a lot of the heavy hitters, again, Haney, Lopez, and Ryan Garcia, all of whom are big cash cows, they're up there. We can see Shakur with his talent, especially after he makes another dominant performance when he comes back fully healed, he could move up as well. Gervonta Tank Davis could be left on his own at 135 if, in fact, he doesn't make these fights happen. And if that does happen, by force, not by choice, then he's got to fight these people. Then he's got to fight Devin Haney. And if that happens, can we see Devin Haney beat him? Could we see Devin Haney legitimately get over Tank Davis? The answer is no, at least in my estimation. I still got Gervonta Tank Davis beating Devin Haney. Still got Tank beating Devin Haney. I just know now it's going to be a completely different fight. Previously, it was going to be because Tank didn't have to worry about Haney's power at 135. And with his own dominant power and great ring IQ in his own right, he would be able to take chances, catch Devin Haney without worrying about what's coming back at him, and then boom, knock him out. Now, though, this isn't the same. Now we're looking at a Devin Haney who was able to knock down one of the tougher fighters in the division at 140, reach his progress, stumbling multiple times, wobbling multiple times, knock him down early in the fight when Prograis was healthy. Not even but before the rest of the domination happened. Caught him before damage accumulated. This Devin Haney is going to give Tank a completely different war. A completely different fight. A completely different war entirely. This Devin Haney could throw a real wrench in the system. And it's not going to be as easy as we may have thought. Because what we're looking at with Devin Haney now is what I was hoping we could see Ryan Garcia in some way, shape, or form achieve. What do I mean? Ryan Garcia has been a man who, again, size-wise, great for the division. Technique-wise, I hate it. Again, like we saw against Duarte. Some semblance of improvement, overshadowed by still a lack of skills yet to be refined. And still testing out new stuff in the ring the day of. Terrible. Lacks the technical ability, but has the physical capabilities to give everybody trouble. And hand speed. And legitimate power. Phenomenal. Devin Haney did what I was hoping we saw from Tank, or we saw from Ryan Garcia. He went, added sides to him, and kept all the technical ability. That type of fighter who is bigger and now has strength in his own right and can hold his own on the inside if it indeed gets to that point. And is a great counterpuncher and a great outboxer, leaps better than Ryan Garcia, can utilize his height and extremities and physical gifts to the fullest of their extent, unlike Ryan Garcia. That is a different animal. I was expecting previously there was going to be, before we saw this type of Devin Haney, it was going to be the same fight that we saw against Ryan Garcia in terms of Tank versus Ryan. Outright outclassing. Maybe not from a technical standpoint, but just from Tank being able to overwhelm Devin Haney. Because Devin Haney is going to be too, respectfully, too frail to be able to take punches or to give the punches necessary to gain the respect. Now, it's not the case anymore. This Devin Haney against that Tank Davis. Whew. That's a war. That's a fight. That's not easy. Tank's going to bring a lunch pail. Tank's going to have some real adversity going against him. Tank's going to have a war coming his way. Tank is going to need to be a Tank in the fullest case, in the fullest sense. Because war is coming. I still got Tank winning. Still got Gervonta Davis winning. But I now know that's not going to be the same fight. It's going to be a real test for Gervonta Tank Davis. Maybe the biggest test that he's had and the biggest test that he's faced. Because he's faced some good competitors. Again, Leo Santa Cruz. He's faced off against a respectable Hector Garcia. Faced off against Ryan Garcia as well. It ain't like that he hasn't done good work. He faced off against Gamboa. Knocked him out. So I believe Gamboa tore his Achilles in that fight. But still, he's beat people that have either been champions or contending for championships. His resume isn't bad. We want him to start challenging the best of the best in the division on a consistent basis. Yes, I know, we fought Ryan Garcia. We're talking about not just from a big name perspective. I'm talking about from a talent perspective. From a talent perspective, we're looking for him to step up his game even more. If he's fighting people at Ryan Garcia's level, talent-wise, not name-wise, talent-wise, that's not good. He needs to start getting above and getting in the ring more. That's all we want to see. That's all we want to see. And he's speculated to come back in 2024. All of this is to say that Tank's going to be forced to fight Devin Haney. Not going to be by choice. It's going to be by force because he's going to have to move up if every big name keeps on leaving the division. And since that's the case, and if we see Devin Haney fight Tank, that's a different fight entirely. That's a different war entirely. That's a different set of skills that I am so invested. This Devin Haney is somebody that can something special now. He's evolved. He's changed. He's done the necessary evolution to reach the peak of his game. And he can beat Tank Davis. I'm not saying he will. I'm not saying he will. I'm saying he can. And that's the very thing that makes this fight so interesting. It wasn't that he was saying that he would win. Nobody thought he could win against Tank. Now, throw that out the window. Devin Haney's got a legitimate shot at beating Tank Davis if they fight against each other. Yes, he does.